everybody, and welcome to another episode. That's episode 18 of Cup of Joe. That's right, 18 episodes of Cup of Joe. This is where we recap the NCAA games. Not that there were really too many games this past week, and we do an updated preview of the upcoming NFL games for Sunday and Monday. Go ahead. Melvin, my sidekick, is here with me. Melvin, I'm sorry you're not making the screen. I'm sorry you're not getting on here. Sorry, my dog, a lot of times when I come on the show, he just comes up to me looking for attention. Melvin, go ahead. Go, buddy. My wife says I just have to ignore him. I'm not good at ignoring my dog. I feel like I'm hating on him if I ignore him. Let's check out the comments. Chris's videos. Hello, my sidekick. How are you, buddy? Happy Sunday morning. Enjoy today's games. Enjoy the Bears game. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. Get out of here. Go, 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 go. I think I make him nervous when I start talking into my monitor. Go, get out of here. Anyway, guys, sorry for the very late start. My sleep schedule is all messed up. I took a late long nap yesterday, and I didn't go to sleep until late last night. And I also knew that I don't think the Blitz is on today. It's the show that normally follows this show. It could be. I could be wrong, but this is going to be a short show anyway because there's really not too much NCAA material to cover. Um, but before we get into the content that I do have, real quick, the bells and whistles. Melvin, go, 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 go. All right, everyone, bear with me for 1 second as I deal with my dog. Go, 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 go. Being brutal. I apologize, everyone. Anyway, let's check out the comments. Justin Fields has COVID. You know what? I'll tell you what, Chris. I think Justin Fields, so Andy Dalton starting. I hear you. I feel your pain. I really, really do. But you know what, Chris? I still like Justin Fields. I think he's going to have a good year next year. I thought you saw some positives from him this year. And let's see who your new head coach is going to be. I heard yesterday that, that it's been, yeah, I heard yesterday that Nagy has been told that he's not going to be back as the head coach. So you guys are going to have a fresh start over there. And I think that's good for Fields. I mean, I don't think Nagy, from an outside perspective, I don't think Nagy was a bad head coach. He obviously he took the Bears to the playoffs a few times at the beginning of his tenure. But I also think it might have been time to move on anyway. So I think that's a good thing for the Bears. I think Justin Fields is going to be a good quarterback for you guys. I thought it was the right move to make the trade up. Hang on 1 second. My dog is driving me nuts over here. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, people. Hopefully now he'll leave me alone. But anyway. I think I think the Bears are going to be in pretty good shape next year with Justin Fields. I do believe in that guy. I thought that was the right move for you guys. So kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. Let's see who you get as a new coach. I hear that Jim Harbaugh may be a possibility as your new head coach, and I like him a lot. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, guys, let's get into our show content. Before we do that, you can please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Give us that 5-star Apple review. We greatly appreciate it. And where you can find the show: Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbean, When a Family Breaks, Spotify, Facebook. Facebook, we have two pages. That's Toilets and Titles and When a Family Breaks, which is our page dedicated to the trading of sports memorabilia. It's very cool. Check it out. And patreon.com/toilets and titles. You go there. You can learn how you can further support the show. And we do have our own website, toiletstotitles.com. As all of our videos, articles, tons of fantasy and NFL football content. Check it out, and soon it's going to start having more and more NCAA content. That is NFL draft content. Um, so check it out. We have 15 contributors here at Toilets and Titles, and there's so we all bring something to the table, whether it's videos, articles. A great group of guys. Check out our website. It's got tons of material. And following the show, normally, I don't know, I doubt it's going on because this is a fantasy start sit show. but we have the Blitz that's normally going on after the show at 10:30 a.m. with Mike, Alex, and Justin. If you have any questions, start send them through the chat. However, fantasy season's pretty much over, so there may be leagues that are still going on. I'm not sure, but I'm not even sure if the Blitz is on after the show. This is normal over here. This is the normal schedule would be at 10:30 a.m. would be the Blitz. But right now we're working on our off-season shows, and me myself, grand announcement here. I'm going to be pumping out a lot of college football content, or I should say, draft content. I'm going to be pumping out a lot of draft content over the next few months leading up to the draft, and I'm going to start my own show. It's going to be a New York Giants centric show as well. Uh, tentatively, it's probably going to be called New York Giants Corner, or something like that. New York Giants Corner at Toilets and Titles, something like that. I'm still working on the title, but I am going to start my own Giants program here that I'll probably maybe do like twice a week as well. So we need some off-season programs. I'm dying to talk Giants football as bad as we are. I'm dying to talk Giants football content. Giants football, and we'll see if Joe Judge. I mean, speculation is it's been reported that he's already been told he will be back for next season. Joe Judge, that is the head coach for the Giants, but we'll see. We'll see. There's today's the last game. I'm sure they're gonna lose. I'm sure they're gonna lose to Washington, and then my dog is driving me crazy. He's unusually bad today, but we'll see. I mean, it's been really, really bad. He may be gone. I mean, we'll see. Black Monday is tomorrow when you start getting your mass firings of general managers and head coaches. So we'll see. So we actually do have one college game that occurred this week. Kansas State defeated LSU 42 to 20. Hang on one second, people. My dog is driving me nuts. Let me give him a little more food. I'll be right back. Sorry about this. I apologize. I just gave Melvin a little more food. Hopefully that keeps him happy and keeps him away from me. So I do apologize. Anyway, so Kansas State defeated LSU 42 to 20. How the mighty have fallen. LSU used to be one of the premier programs in NCAA football for quite a while. Not right now. Not right now. They are getting a new head coach. I forgot which one. Maybe it was the head coach of Notre Dame who's taking over the LSU job, but they are getting a new head coach for next season. So, hopefully things will improve there. But LSU wasn't even ranked. They were in this bowl. They got demolished by Kansas State. And then you also had who else is out there? We have so that was the only game, but we also have, of course, tomorrow night, the national championship game, Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have number one Alabama versus number three Georgia. For some reason, the Bulldogs have been favored in this game. I think that's crazy. I think it was originally 3 or 3.5 points. As of yesterday, the point spread was down to 2.5 points, but I think it's crazy that the Bulldogs are favored by 2.5 points, considering that they get their asses handed to them just a few weeks ago by Alabama. So I'm taking the Crimson Tide getting the points and straight up. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout last time, but I have to take Alabama in this game. And I'm not rooting for Alabama. I guess I'm rooting for Georgia. I don't dislike Alabama. I appreciate their excellence, their sustained excellence that they've had for so long under Nick Saban. But to me, even though the betting line says otherwise, I think Georgia is the underdog, and I'm rooting for them to, in my mind, pull the upset. I don't care what the betting line says. The betting line makes no sense to me whatsoever. The spread, that is. So but I do think Alabama's going to win. I think I'll definitely take 2.5 points. I'll take any points. I think that's ridiculous. I think Alabama should be favored. So I'm taking Alabama straight up, and I'm definitely taking Alabama getting those points. If Georgia gets this win, that's awesome. Good for them. I don't remember the last time Georgia won. I mean, That was a really great bowl game a few years ago where what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago, where Tua was introduced to the nation. He came out in the second half when Alabama was down pretty big at that point, and it looked like Georgia was cruising to an upset. And Tua led a historic comeback. That was one of the best bowl games that I've ever seen with my own two eyes, where Alabama came back in the second half, led by their freshman quarterback Tua, and that was a wonderful performance. And so I'm just hoping for really, I mean, I'm rooting for Georgia, but like I said, I have no dislike for Alabama. I'm really ultimately just rooting for a good game. I want a good game. That's what I want to see. So, but I'm really looking forward to seeing this tomorrow. It's been a great college football season, like it usually is. It's been a great college football season. And before we get into the NFL content, check out the comments. ESPN Fantasy has it, and in Week 18, Chris, I'm not sure what you're referring to. ESPN Fantasy has it in Week 18, so I guess maybe there's still fantasy football going on. Is that what you were saying, Chris? I'm not sure. I mean, I like fantasy football, but I mean, Toilets and Titles is a website that was, or it's a podcast that was started mostly, dedicated to fantasy football. And I just like I do standard fantasy football. So all my all my seasons ended last week, but it's my understanding that there are other leagues that are still going on. So I don't know. I don't know, but it's my understanding there are still leagues going on. So anyway, it wet my whistle. My throat is very, very dry this morning. Like I said, I just woke up a little while ago, so I'm a little. My brain is still getting up to speed. Anyway, guys, okay, let's get into the Week 18 picks. My Week 18 picks for the NFL. That's with the spread and straight up, and I'm already off to a pretty bad start because let me share a screen over here. I'm going to show you my picks. Window, let's go, share. Okay, you guys can see this, right? Okay, so the spread, the last spread that I had, which was I originally did this PowerPoint presentation on Wednesday, and at that time the spread for the Chiefs Broncos was Chiefs giving 10 points. I took the Chiefs giving the points and the Chiefs straight up. The Chiefs won by 4 points. Um, yeah, 28-24. The Chiefs won by 4 points. So I lost on. I apologize. There's an ESPN video that's playing. So many technical difficulties this morning. What a rough morning. What a rough morning. Anyway, I took the Chiefs giving the points, so I missed on that. I took the Chiefs straight up. I got that one there. It's funny. I was looking at this morning, and I'm like, why did I take the Chiefs giving 10 points in Denver? I was taking the Chiefs straight up to win, but I forgot that Locke was the quarterback, not Bridgewater. So that was why I took the Chiefs. The game was in Denver. Denver actually was leading, at near the end of this game. They probably should have won this game, but the Chiefs pulled it out. Chiefs are looking good. I still don't think the Chiefs are like one of the top three teams in the NFL this year, but they've definitely gotten a lot better since like the first part of the season when they were looking really, really shaky. But the Chiefs took care of business in Denver. I think overall Denver actually had a good season. And if Bridgewater hadn't gone down, I think the Broncos would have had a few more wins. They may have actually made the playoffs because with Bridgewater, the Broncos defense was really good, and Bridgewater was getting the job done on the offensive side. Broncos are a good team. They're just in need of like a better quarterback, an upgraded quarterback. And Bridgewater, when he was healthy this year, had an admirable year. He had a Bridgewater type season. Really like he was efficient and he minimized mistakes. And that's the Teddy Bridgewater that we've known. That's how he's been throughout his entire career. Nothing flashy, just steady and minimizes mistakes. And I'll tell you, the Broncos actually, I thought overall had a good year, but the starting quarterback went down. That obviously had a serious impact. And I think that the Broncos are definitely a team on the rise. All they're in need of now is a new quarterback. That's all. Unless they want to stick with Bridgewater, but you know what I mean. They need a guy who's they're in need of a franchise quarterback. That's what they're in need of. So Broncos, I think, are looking pretty good overall. And then the Cowboys and the Eagles. The Cowboys were giving 7 points. I took the Eagles getting the points. I thought this game was going to be a lot closer, being that it was in Philadelphia, and I thought the Eagles were playing for a playoff spot. Are they actually? The Eagles might actually already have that playoff spot. But anyway, Yeah, the Eagles are in the playoffs. They're definitely in the playoffs. They clinched it. But I took the game was in Philadelphia. I took the Eagles getting the points, and I took the Cowboys straight up. So I got it right in these two games straight up, but I'm 0-2 with the spread so far to start this week, so not a good start. But let's go to that box score real quick because um, Dak Prescott had a monster game. He had a career game. And the Cowboys are, listen, last game of the season going to the playoffs, this is the type of game that you want to have. And I like that. I like that the head coach for the Cowboys, the, the Cowboys had clinched a playoff spot. I like that they played their starters, that McCarthy played the starters. I mean, I guess they are playing, I guess, for a chance at a bye. So, but Dak Prescott won 21 for 27, 295 yards, five passing touchdowns. And I believe that's his personal record, five passing touchdowns. That would be a personal record for most quarterbacks. That's a great number there. Zeke had a pretty good game, 18 carries, 87 yards. Cedric Wilson, we've heard his name a lot the second half of the year. Wide receiver for Dallas, Cedric Wilson, five receptions, 119 yards, two touchdowns. Great job, great job. And Dalton Schultz, tight end for the Cowboys, um, put up two touchdowns on only 21 yards, but two touchdowns. And um, and that's it. And on the Philadelphia side, Minshew put up two passing touchdowns and an interception, 186 yards, nothing too great there. Kenneth Gainwell put up 78 yards on the ground and a touchdown as well. And in the receiving game, Kez Watkins, Philadelphia receiver, had one touchdown, 84 yards, and that's it. Like that's really the only offensive stats to really call out there. So kudos to the Cowboys on clinching the division, and kudos to Philadelphia on clinching a playoff spot because coming into this year, I thought that Philadelphia was definitely going to have like not a good year. Here they are. They finished 9-8 in the playoffs. Kudos to them, and kudos to Jalen Hurts, who was a huge reason why the Eagles made the playoffs, along with the defense, which played very well too. But Jalen Hurts on the offensive side is the one getting it done for Philadelphia. Eagles fans, congratulations to you guys. I wish my Giants had made the playoffs, but it looks like that's not going to happen for a long, long time. Anyway, let's get to my picks for the rest of the games. Okay, Bengals at the Browns, the Bengals, and this is with the updated spreads. Like I said, I gave my original picks Wednesday night. Now these are my picks with the updated spreads. It's the Bengals at the Browns. The Bengals are giving 5.5 points. I'm taking the Bengals giving the points and the Bengals straight up. The Bengals are trending up towards big times. The big time. The Browns are the exact opposite. They're trending down big time. Packers at the Lions. The Packers are only giving 3 points. I assume the decision's been made that Aaron Rodgers is not playing. And who knows? I would say, this my pick taking. Well, no, I'm taking the Packers giving the points and the Packers straight up. Packers are only giving 3 points. I'm taking the Packers giving the points and the Packers straight up. If Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, if that's he's finalized where he's definitely not playing, I know he wants to play in this game, and I think he should. He wants to play at least half the game to stay sharp, and I agree with him because the Packers are going to have the bye, and I'd want to stay sharp too. I don't blame him at all. Um, if he's not, I'll tell you, if he's definitely not playing, I'm tempted to take the Lions getting the points in Detroit. Because maybe the Packers would be resting other starters too. I'm just uncertain about this game because I don't know who on the Packers is being held out. I don't know. Sounds like Aaron Rodgers is definite. Then maybe there might be others too. Maybe Devontae Adams, maybe Aaron Jones. I don't know. I don't know. But you know, I'll take the Packers giving the points and the Packers straight up anyway. And let me get to the comments real quick. Okay, there was nothing there. It was spam. Okay, so Bears to the Vikings. Bears to the Vikings. The Vikings are given 4 points. I'm taking the Vikings, giving the points and the Vikings straight up. Something about this game is telling me to take the Bears. Even though Andy Dalton's the quarterback, something about this game is telling me to take the Bears. But I'm gonna stick with the Vikings, giving the points and the Vikings straight up. Washington at the Giants. Washington's giving 7 points. I'm taking Washington giving the points and Washington straight up. And then we're gonna see what happens with Joe Judge tomorrow. Like I said, for us Giants fans, it's been strongly rumored that he's already been told that he's going to be retained for next year, but we'll see. We'll see. Colts at Jaguars. The Colts are giving 14.5 points. I'm taking the Colts giving the points and the Colts straight up. Steelers at the Ravens. The Ravens are giving 3.5 points. I'm taking the Steelers getting the points and the Ravens straight up. Steelers have been playing better over the past few weeks. This is Roethlisberger's. This is Big Ben's last game. It's assumed to be his last game. It sounds like he's retiring after this season. And the game is in Baltimore, but the Steelers are a lot healthier than the Ravens. The Ravens are really really banged up. This is possibly the best rivalry in sports, divisional rivalry in football, Steelers and Ravens. And if Ravens lose this game, the Ravens are actually going to be they're going to finish the season a game under 500, and I can't see the Ravens doing that. I can't see the Ravens doing that. But both teams are actually still, along with the Colts and a few other teams, are still vying for one of those last two playoff spots in the AFC. This is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game. These are two teams that don't lie down. They never give up. Even when you think they're done, they never give up. The Ravens themselves have been as you know, uh, aside from the Giants, probably the most injured team this year. So many players going down. And on the Ravens, when it comes to the Ravens, there was a lot of quality starters going down, as opposed to the Giants, who had, really don't have too many quality starters, I'd say. But the Ravens lost a lot of talent to injury this year. But I'm going to take the Steelers getting the points in this game, and I'm going to take the Ravens straight up. Hmm. No, you know what? I'm changing this. I'm changing this. I am taking the Steelers to pull the upset, which is unusual for me because I always take the Ravens at Baltimore. I always take the Ravens, but you know what? They're really banged up. Steelers are looking, pretty good. I'm going to take the Steelers getting the points and the Steelers straight up. Titans at the Texans. The Titans are giving 10.5 points. I'm taking the Titans giving the points and the Titans straight up. But hats off to the Texans, who had an admirable year. They only had 4 wins, but you know what? It's like three more or four more than I thought they'd get, to be honest with you. Saints at the Falcons. Saints are giving 3.5 points. I'm taking the Falcons giving the points and the Saints straight up. So yeah, I'm taking the Falcons getting the points. And this game's in Atlanta. I'll take the Falcons getting the points, and I'll take the Saints straight up. Jets at the Bills. The Bills are giving 16.5 points. I'm taking the Jets getting the points in this game. I'm taking the Bills straight up, of course, but I'm taking the Jets getting the points. And whenever I take the Jets, I always get burned. But I could see the Bills getting out to a comfortable lead in the first half, maybe taking Josh Allen out after that. Um, I don't, but yeah, I'll go with the Jets getting the points. They've been playing better recently. Um, and I'll stick with the Bills straight up, obviously, obviously. 49ers at the Rams. The Rams are giving 3.5 points. I'll take the 49ers getting the points and the Rams straight up. Patriots at the Dolphins. The Patriots are giving 6 points. I'm taking the Dolphins getting the points and the Patriots straight up. And Seahawks at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are giving 5.5 points. I'm taking the Seahawks getting the points and the Cardinals straight up. Might sound crazy, but Seahawks have been playing better recently. Russell Wilson's been playing better recently. I'm definitely taking the Cardinals straight up to win. But I think the Seahawks are going to make it close, even though it's in Arizona. Panthers at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are giving 9 points. I'm taking the Buccaneers giving the points and the Buccaneers straight up to win. I think they're going to steamroll Carolina. Chargers at the Raiders. So this is the Monday night game. Big time playoff implications because both of these teams have a chance to get one of those two final playoff spots. The Chargers at the Raiders. The Chargers are giving 3 points in Vegas. The Chargers are giving 3 points. I'm taking the Raiders getting the points, and I'm taking the Chargers straight up to win. I think it's going to be a close game. The Chargers have had they played really well last week, but the Raiders have been hanging in there all season long. And I do think the Chargers are a more talented team than the Raiders. However, I don't think the Chargers have been playing up to, I think anyone who's been following the NFL knows that on paper, the Chargers really haven't been playing up to their talent that they have on their own team. And I think well, I can't say the Raiders are playing above their talent. I think the Raiders are playing at their talent. I think they are like, a little over a 500 team. And I think that's indicative of the talent the Raiders have. I do think the Chargers are better than that, but the Chargers have had a disappointing season. There are games they definitely should have won, that they blew, that they had no business losing, to be honest with you. So in this game, I'm taking the Raiders getting the points, but I'm taking the Chargers straight up. And real quick, before we wrap this up, let me go into where we stand right now, with the let me go to the standings here and where we stand with the let me stop sharing the screen. Hang on one second. Okay, so this is we got what we have in the NFC. There are two teams. There's one playoff spot. There are two teams who have a chance at it, at that last playoff spot in the NFC. You've got the 9-7 49ers and the 8-8 New Orleans Saints. So basically, if the 49ers win, they've got a tough matchup. They're going against the Rams. If the 49ers win, they're in. They're 9-7. The Saints, they're 8-8. They need to obviously win. Also, they need the 49ers to lose. And the Saints, who are the Saints playing again? Um, the Saints are playing the Falcons. Ooh. I'll tell you, the Saints have a good chance to make the playoffs because there's a very good chance they're going to beat Atlanta, and there's a very good chance the 49ers will lose to the Rams. Damn, that's going to be interesting to see. That's going to be really interesting to see. Um, okay, and then in the AFC, you still have these are the teams that are still there are two playoff spots open in the AFC, and here are the five teams that are vying for those last two playoff spots in the AFC. You've got Pittsburgh and Baltimore who are playing each other today in Baltimore. You've got the Colts who I think they're playing the Texans. I forgot the, the Colts are playing a crappy team. I forgot who they're playing, but they're playing a crappy team. The Colts are 9-7, and then you've got the Chargers and the Raiders who are playing Monday night. So let's see. You've got the Steelers who are 8-7-1. You've got the Baltimore Ravens who are 8-8. You've got the Colts who are 9-7. I think the Colts are a lock to be in the playoffs because I believe I could be wrong. Yeah, I believe if they win, they're in the Colts. And they're playing a crappy team. I forgot who it is. I don't know if it's the Texans or the Jaguars. I forgot. But the Colts are 9-7. I believe if the Colts are in, I think they win. And then you've got the Chargers and the Raiders who are both 9-7 playing the last game of the regular season Monday night. So that's interesting. That's really interesting way to wrap up the season here. You got Baltimore and the Ravens. You have Baltimore and Pittsburgh playing each other for a chance at a playoff spot. You've got the Chargers and Raiders. One of those teams are gonna they either the Chargers or the Raiders. Whoever wins that game is going to make the playoffs because they're both 9-7. Um, so I would assume whoever wins that game is going to make the playoffs because they're both 9-7. You look over at Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Pittsburgh is 8-7-1. Baltimore is 8-8. These two teams, even whoever wins that game, they still need help from the other teams. They still need help they need the Colts to lose, the Chargers, the Raiders. So they would need, some of those other teams to lose. I think with the Colts, the Chargers, and the Raiders, destiny is in their hand. In their hands, they're 9-7. So if the Colts win, they're in, and if between the Chargers and Raiders, whoever wins that game, they're in. So Pittsburgh and Baltimore, even whoever wins that game, they would still need a few other teams to lose, and that's not likely. It's not likely. So if I had to guess, I'd say right now it's going to be the Colts and the Chargers who are going to be the last two teams uh, getting those AFC playoff spots. Anyway, everyone, that is it. That's a wrap for this episode here. And normally I go through our in-season schedule, but we're wrapping up our in-season shows. I don't even know if we have any of them left except for this one right now, to be honest with you. Except for Toilets and Titles, which is on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And you know what? Okay, we also have dollars to deuces. Okay, so we got waiver wire program is done for this season. Tuesday at 8 p.m. is Toilets and Titles, which is our flagship program. Wednesday is my other show, which is at around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the NFL Review Preview. That's where I do a review of the previous week's NFL games, a preview of the upcoming NFL games, and then following that show is Dollars to Deuces, which is weekly betting advice on NFL, NCAA games. Any questions you have? I mean, you have the hosts of that show are Rich and Nate, and they're giving their own bets, their own betting advice, and their own betting results as well. But any questions you have, send them through the chat. They'll address every single question. Let's see, Thursday's a dash of DFS. 7:30 p.m. is Down Under Dynasty. We have a crew of guys down in Australia who are really into Dynasty fantasy football, and they're always talking Dynasty fantasy football. That's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that might be wrapped up as well, I believe. And then Sunday at around 8 a.m., it was late today, but there's a show you're watching right now, Cup of Joe. And that's it. Like I said, the Blitz might be on a little later, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Um, let's see. So here are the Twitter handles for me and all my colleagues here at Toilets and Titles. There's about 15 of us now. Please follow us all. It's a great crew to be part of, I gotta say. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell, give us that 5-star Apple review because we deserve it. Anyway, people, I'm out of here. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy week 18 of the NFL. We've got some final playoff spots that are being decided today and tomorrow night. And just enjoy the games. There should be a lot of good games today. Anyway, guys, and also, of course, enjoy the NCAA National Championship game tomorrow night. That's going to be fantastic. Monday night's going to be that's going to be great football. We're going to have the Raiders and the Chargers, and whoever wins that game is probably going to make the playoffs. I would assume whoever wins that game is going to make the playoffs. And then you've got the Alabama Georgia game. And hopefully that'll be a good game. Let's just hope for a really good game for to wrap up the college season. Anyway, I'm done. Guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you Wednesday night. Take care. Bye.